Hello everybody, it's me, Gene Orkerland, and today we are continuing the build, possibly the final build, for next week's Figure Rumble. At this time, I'd like to introduce you one of the participants that have entered the Figure Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, the total package, Lex Luger. So Lex Luger, you entered the Figure Rumble, I'm guessing because you want to get a shot, a guaranteed shot, at Wrestle Figure Mania for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. What do you got to say? Well, first off, Mean Gene, the total package, Lex Luger, is going to go into the Figure Rumble and going to win the Figure Rumble. Because I am the biggest, strongest, and fastest guy that's gonna be in this Figure Rumble. And after I win the Rumble, then I'm gonna celebrate by going on to be the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Now that I've said all of that, I'm going to go work out. Oh. A very determined Lex Luger, I guess. Sounds pretty determined. Next up, everybody, we are going to have a man who was robbed out of his title at Halloween Figure Havoc, and that is the icon Sting, or the man called Sting. So Sting, ever since you've lost the triple threat match at Halloween Figure Havoc, you've been on a quest to try to get back your NWA World Title. Well, actually, ever since Ravishing Rick Rude suckered you in to defending your title with the concussion, you have been trying to get back your NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And you thought you were going to get it at Halloween Figure Havoc, but then Ric Flair, using the same old dirty tricks Ric Flair uses, hits you in the head with the belt and walks out NWA World Heavyweight Champion. What do you got to say? Well, Mean Gene, let me tell you something. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I was concussed or not. The Stinger doesn't make excuses. Rick Rude, you might have beat me that night, but nothing could top what Ric Flair did at Halloween Figure Havoc when he hit me in the head with the NWA World Title. After I trusted that man, he went ahead and hit me when I wasn't looking and cost me my NWA World Heavyweight Title. But you know what? It's all good, because if I win this Figure Rumble, I am going to go after you, Flair, and I will once again be NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Ow! Yep, very fired up Stinger. Next up, ladies and gents, we got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And Ricky, you entered this Figure Rumble because you won a shot at the WCW International World Heavyweight Championship. Rather it be Great Muta or rather it be Big Van Vader you face. What do you got to say? Well, let me tell you something now, brother. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, brother, is gonna come out there, brother, and kick whoever the champion is ass. Whether it's Great Muta or rather it's Big Van Vader. But the fact of the matter is, the dragon is gonna slay the beast if it is Vader that walks out with that title. But you know what? If Muta walks out, it'll pretty much be a dragon versus a dragon, brother. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is the best dragon around, brother. So I'll see you guys later, brother. Anyway. Diamond Dollar. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have Diamond Dallas Page. And Page, you've been the WCW World Heavyweight Champion before. You want to be WCW World Heavyweight Champion again. What will it take for you to walk out as WCW World Heavyweight Champion? Well, let me tell you this, Gene. Diamond Dallas Page, the People's Champ, is going to walk into the Figure Rumble, and I'm going to get jacked up and beat the hell out of every guy that's in that match. It doesn't matter if it's my friend Booker T, if it's The Rock, if it's, Bam Bam Bigelow, if it's Sid, if it's anybody. They get in my way, they're going to feel the bang. Because the one thing I want is to become a two-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion. So, in closing, all I got to say is, bang! Oh, there you go. Diamond Dallas Page. Very fired up. Wants to be a two-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Next up is a man who feels like he will. It's a man who wants the gold more than anybody. A man that's ever got a chance to hold it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake the Snake Roberts. So, Jake, you are in the Figure Rumble because you want a shot at Hulk Hogan's Winged Eagle WWF Heavyweight Championship. So, what do you got to say about that? Well, Mean Gene, let me tell you this right now. Hogan, I don't even care if Hogan's champion. I don't care if it's him, Sergeant Slaughter, the Ultimate Warrior, anybody. The fact of the matter is, Jake the Snake Roberts is like a hungry snake. And you want to know how vicious a hungry snake gets? Well, you're going to find out, because I am going to go to the Figure Rumble, and I am going to become the WWF Heavyweight Champion. And I'm going to nail everybody with a DDT. Well, very quiet, methodic Jake the Snake Roberts. Next up is a man who is a hardcore icon already. Ladies and gentlemen, Mankind. So, Mankind, you entered the Figure Rumble because you want a shot at Kurt Angle and the WWF Heavyweight Championship, the Big Eagle belt. So, you want a shot at that belt. What do you got to say? Well, I gotta tell you, Mean Gene, Mankind is here for one reason, and one reason only, and that's to win the WWF Heavyweight Championship. And Kurt Angle, unfortunately for you, you're the one that has it. So, when I win the Figure Rumble, I'm going to become the #1 contender, and I'm going to go to Wrestle Figure Mania and beat Kurt Angle for the WWF Heavyweight Championship. Have a nice day! Well, Mankind's ready for his big moment. Next up, we got a guy entering the Figure Rumble because he wants a shot at the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, the 10 pounds of gold. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of pro wrestling, Harley Race. So Harley Race, you're in this tournament. You want the 10 pounds of gold, the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship back, and you want to take out Ric Flair for it. But Ric Flair does have an upcoming title defense against Dusty Rhodes. So what do you got to say about that? Well, here's what I got to say about that, Gene. I reckon, that I'm going to go into, the Royal Figure Rumble, and I'm going to win it, so that I can get my shot, at either the nature fraud, Ric Flair, or the American dimwit, Dusty Rhodes, and once I beat either one of them, I will have my NWA World Heavyweight Championship back. I reckon, boy, y'all better prepare, because I reckon Harley Race is coming to kick your ass. Mm-hmm. I hope you guys like my voice for Harley Race. This is why I couldn't do the video Tuesday. Alright, next up. A man that needs no introduction to madness. He is a living legend. Macho Man Randy Savage. So Macho Man, you're entering this because you want a shot at the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And you don't care if it's the Outsiders. You don't care if it's the frickin' Bill Goldberg. You're here to go after the belt. What do you got to say? Well, let me tell you something now, Mean Gene. The Macho Man has lived in the madness long enough to know the only thing that soothes the madness or keeps the madness tamed for a bit is me being WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Oh yeah. But let me say this, Gene. I don't care if Big Sissy wins. I don't care if Hall gets the pin on Goldberg in that match. I don't even care if Goldberg is still WCW Heavyweight Champion after the Figure Rumble. The fact of the matter is, the Macho Man needs to tame the madness. And the only way to tame the madness is to become WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Ooh, yeah. Dig it. Well, you heard the Macho Man, very determined. They're ready to kick some ass. Alright, next up is the WWF Heavyweight Champion, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, this is your first Figure Rumble where you are the WWF Heavyweight Champion. What do you got to say? Who do you think would have the best chance to beat you in this thing? Who do you think would have the best chance to beat you at Wrestle Figure Mania if they are to win the Rumble? Out of The Rock, Triple H, and a couple other guys like the Big Show and that. First of all, milk and cookies, milk and cookies, milk and cookies, milk and cookies. Second of all, Gene, let me tell you something now. I am one of the greatest wrestlers ever in the world today. And let me say this. Well, you know, you could face your old nemesis, Ken Shamrock. I highly doubt Ken Shamrock's smart enough to win the Figure Rumble. But anyway, not only am I the greatest wrestler in the world, I got the three I's. I got intelligence, integrity, and intensity. And if anybody thinks they can beat me for this WWF Heavyweight Championship, they're dead wrong. Because let me tell you this right now. The Olympic gold medalist is such a great wrestler, and I got the three I's that I could beat 5 other guys to keep this title, because half these WWF superstars aren't even great wrestlers. And I could beat them all by out-wrestling them. If I can't out-wrestle them, I'll outsmart them. Because I am an Olympic gold medalist, and I am the WWF Heavyweight Champion. Woo! It's true. It's damn true. Well, the WWF Heavyweight Champion pretty confident in his abilities. Alright, next up, we are going to hear from the American Badass, The Undertaker, and he's got a message for his would-be challenger at the Figure Rumble. So, Undertaker, last week we heard Booker T accept your challenge for the Figure Rumble for your world title. What do you got to say for your WWF world title? What do you got to say about that? Booker T, let me tell you something right now, boy. If you think you're man enough and you think you got the balls enough to take this WWE world title from me, I mean WWF world title, then you got another thing coming, boy. Because the Undertaker can destroy anybody. And now that I'm an American badass, I'm even more destructive. So, Booker T, bring it on. But know this, you think you're walking out with the WWF World title, you're dead wrong. Because you will take your last ride. Well, that's it for this week. This is part one of the final build to Royal Figure Rumble. Next week is the big show. So catch you guys next Tuesday for the final build to the Royal Figure Rumble, where we will hear from a few more participants in the Figure Rumble. We're also going to hear from the 4 top guys that are in this thing, which is Booker T, Rock, and Triple H and Scott Steiner. So tune in next Tuesday, and we will see you guys then.